Hey, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Or maybe it's Cider Saturday, or maybe it's a Mead Monday, or maybe it's all three in one. This is a really interesting beer tonight. So this is another one I got on Tavor, no surprise. From Cellador Ales, Chenille. Now they're calling this a farmhouse ale with apple must and naturally conditioned with honey, 6.6 ABV. So they say starts out as a simple saison, and it has mixed cultures, which makes me think it's sour. Then it's aged in oak wine barrels, and then it's conditioned with orange blossom honey. They are out of Torrance, California. Before I get to the pour, I just wanted to show the website. So it says it's made with a 5149 blend of saison and fresh pressed cider, and fermented in multiple months in oak barrels with our house mixed culture. Refreshing, delicious beer cider hybrid, which would be like a sizer. And then if they're using honey just as the priming sugar to carbonate it, that probably wouldn't really be considered like a mead, but we'll see if there's any honey in here. Anyway, fancy beer, pour it in the fancy glass, and it kind of looks like cider coming out. I call it like a lemonade, kind of, just pale straw yellow, very hazy. Pours to really no foam, and it kind of feels like it has that, just fizzles away like a cider would. So let's give this thing a smell. All right, well, it's definitely sour, they're calling it mixed culture, so yeah. Does have a little bit of a lemonade kind of smell. Kind of reminds me of Le Petit Prince, something like that. There's definitely an apple-y character there, so it does have a cider, kind of a dry cider kind of aroma. Like, it does not smell sweet. It definitely smells, like acidic, tart apple. I don't get any honey on the nose. And I would say, going off the nose alone, it doesn't really smell like beer, because I'm certainly not getting malts or hops on here. Like, I think I get like a little bit of the woody quality, but it doesn't smell winey, like it doesn't smell like a Sauvignon or even a red, Cabernet or anything like that. So, really interesting. I can't wait to see what this one's all about. Cheers. Yeah. Okay, so just off that first sip there, I would say that this is probably a little bit more beer than cider. Like I compared it to Le Petit Prince, like those table mixed culture saisons. I get a lot of that on this one, but this one is definitely, it's sour, but it's not like insanely sour. Yeah, it has a kind of lemonade kind of thing going to it, even though there's no lemons in this or anything, I think it's just the acidity from like whatever mixed culture they're using. I would love to know like lacto or Brett or anything like that. I'm actually, speaking of Brett, I'm not getting any Brett in here. It does not have like, I enough, and kind of disappointingly, I don't really get any like funky farmhouse qualities on this, even though I love Brett beers. And it's it's definitely sour enough to notice, but it's not like super sour. I had it like the last few weeks. I've had the Incredulous Laughter and what was that other wild ale? The Space Jellies. Those were both way more sour than this one. Way more bready than this one. This, I don't know. This one, the cider or the apple quality on it is more of a background now, oddly enough, which is really strange considering, like it says right here, a 5149 blend. So you would think it would be like, an even beer cider thing, but this is definitely more beer than cider. Yeah, nice tart, refreshing kind of quality. Kind of reminds me of like a Berliner Weiss or a Goes without the salt. Actually, they should have threw that in there too. Could have had like a Goes / saison / cider. And by the way, they mentioned it's naturally carbonated with honey. I am not getting any honey on here. Yeah, really nothing in the way like as far as overt honey taste. Like some meads can be like really dry and can taste like like almost like a Sauvignon Blanc or a Chardonnay with just like a slight kind of honey character to them. I mean, maybe you could compare this to that, maybe, but I think the honey, whatever sweetness was in there, was eaten up by the yeast to carbonate this. This has a really interesting body and mouthfeel because it's like, it's certainly not light. I'd probably put it like, I don't know, medium body, but the carbonation is low, very low. It's almost like drinking like a, pétillant mead or something like that. But yeah, it has like a little bit, like if we had Le Petit Prince right here, it'd be night and day because like that one's like super light and also pretty effervescent if I remember, and this one's kind of the opposite. This is at least a medium body, but carbonation, yeah, pétillant, borderline still. Yeah, so I really like this one. I should say, at least I find it very interesting. I appreciate creativity. I appreciate the experimental nature of this one. It is kind of a simple, repetitive palate, but it is tasty. So, yeah, before I give you my score, got to plug 𝓬𝓬𝓬𝓲𝓷. This was a little expensive, $8.99 on there. But, this is not something I could get locally, and I always appreciate experimental brews like this, so, it's not a huge gamble. Anyway, there should be a QR code somewhere here, or go in the description or the pinned comment, a link to, if you want to sign up with 𝓬𝓬𝓬𝓲, just use my link and then use my 6-digit referral code so you'll get $10 off your first purchase. All right, so my score for the Cellador Chenille. Chenille? I don't know. I have no idea. It's good. It's not great. Like I said, I appreciate the creativity, the experimental nature, but it's a little simple, and I don't know. I just had higher hopes for this one, but I like it. It's not bad at all. So I'm gonna go 7, maybe 7.5. It's good, maybe very good, something like that. So as always, follow me on Instagram or on Untappd because I do sometimes tweak the review by half a star or something like that. So anyway, if you watch all the way in, I don't have to tell you you're awesome. You already know. I'll see you guys for Mead Monday. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's beer review.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.